Bags.
Hello everybody, how you doing today? This is DB from the Backroom Crew, and this video is going to be about the new news that popped up this morning. Pretty much the Pokemon company released two different videos, one in Japan and one in America. Well, English trailer. One Japanese, one English trailer for new Pokemon Sun and Moon information. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just go to the websites and go over the information, pretty much point and click and give my thoughts on it and everything like that. So first, let's go ahead and start off with the new trainers, some of the new trainers. Now, one of the new trainers, and this was in the Koromodo magazine leaks, which is pretty much a monthly magazine that Japan puts out for different gaming things and everything like that. They actually showed this, but there was hardly any information on this person. It seems to be a new trial captain, and if you didn't know, trial captains were, we thought originally, supposed to be like pretty much masters of each island. Well, kind of not like master, kind of like sub bosses of each island, and you would do like various tasks for them and then maybe battle them to earn your right to face the big kahuna. But pretty much with the new trial captain we have is Ilma, if I'm seeing that right. That's an Ilima, and says an expert in normal type Pokemon, Captain Ilma graduated from the trainer school and is a hero to the students of that school. I do not know if this is a boy or a girl. I believe it is a boy, but I'm not 100% sure. It's got an androgynous look. It's kind of like a Lana. I thought it was a little boy. I didn't know this was a girl at first, but yeah, it seems we may be getting, I don't know how many trial captains they're going to be now, because I thought it was just going to be 4 and then 4 kahunas, but I'm guessing the way they're going to do it is still the normal 8, and then once you beat those 8, you can go on to the kahunas, but we don't know yet. It's just speculation. But then we have the next kahuna, and as the kahunas are pretty much the bosses of each island. Now, Olivia is the kahuna of Akala Island, the second island you visit on your island challenge. Her skill is extraordinary, as can only be expected from someone chosen to serve as kahuna at such a young age. Yet she still insists that she is just a normal girl. As we see, this is I think they're pretty much pulling this from the Ganguro theme of a kind of girl, young, hair colored, dark skin, or it could just be an island trait. But when I see it, I see Ganguro so much. It's just all in just the persona, the way she looks and everything like that. But I could be wrong. It could just be with the style that they were going for her, as her just being a young trainer, being a young kahuna, which I'm guessing that means the other 2 kahunas will probably be older, probably like as old as this guy down here, as Hala. So yeah, I mean, if she's a skilled trainer, I'm all down for it, so let's go with it. Next up, we're gonna go towards, gonna save this guy for last, we're gonna go towards some of the new Pokemon that they released. Now, I didn't get a chance to do my overall Pokemon video, basically explaining all the new Pokemon that were released, but I'm gonna just go ahead and go down the list with some of them. We'll start with the Alolan's. As you can see, we have Alolan forms of Rattata, Raticate, Meowth, more than likely Persian, Alolan Raichu, Alolan Marowak. We may have a Alolan Cubone, but I don't think so. We've got Alolan Executor. I don't think we have a Alolan Execute, but we also have Alolan Vulpix and Ninetales. Then we have Alolan Sandshrew, and Sandslash. And released yesterday, we got a glimpse of this yesterday with Alolan Grimer. He was in the Koromodo leaks as well. And this time, Grimer is going to be still Sludge Pokemon, but it's a Poison Dart type. Poison Dart's a very good typing for competitive battling. Only one weakness against ground. And the way that Muck is already got good defensive stats, that weakness, he can survive hits, definitely. So basically, his description for Grimer says, when the population of the Alola region increased, dealing with their garbage became a serious problem. As a solution, Grimer were imported from other regions. They fed primarily on garbage, so their body composition changed, as did their form. What appeared to be teeth in this Pokemon's mouth are in fact residual toxins from the garbage it eats, which have hardened and crystallized. No method has been discovered to break down these crystals. Direct contact with them presents a danger. So basically, they're not teeth, but more so a substance that is harder than teeth from built up gunk and trash and garbage and everything like that. Alolan Grimer is always eating garbage, but its constant hunger will cause it to begin eating other manufacturers' objects if it runs out of garbage to feed on. There are more than 100 Alolan Grimer in Alola's garbage processing plants, and all the garbage produced in the Alolan region is taken for use as their food. So yeah, Alolan Grimer, design is kind of weird looking, but I guess when you go to Muck, it's like it's a rainbow. It's like melted sherbet. It's like a rainbow melody, and it's also poison dark. And by the way, they both retain the poison touch and gluttony. But Alolan Muck eats whatever is in reach without pausing, and if it feels the sharp pangs of hunger, it runs amok. Get it? It's thought that its ferocious appetite stems from an inability to maintain its energy levels without a constant influx of toxins. Toxins have accumulated in Alolan Muck's body from its steady diet of various waste products and manufactured materials. This accumulation has brought about a chemical change, producing a new kind of toxin. So this is like super toxic, I'm guessing, which they may reflect that in its secret ability, hidden ability. I'm not sure. It's possible. It's possible. So Alolan Muck has the same poisonous crystals as Alolan Grimer, but they are not limited to its mouth. They extend from all over the surface of its body. Alolan Muck uses them to attack, just like other Pokemon use their fangs or claws, and these highly toxic crystals are easily knocked loose, making them extraordinarily dangerous. So you basically don't want to run over these with your car. I'm guessing it's going to instantly flat it. It could be a substance possibly harder than diamond. Grimer and Muck in the Alola region produce and store their toxins within their bodies. So unlike Grimer and Muck in other regions, you won't detect any unpleasant aromas when you draw near one. So pretty much like that episode when Ash went to get it, when he got his Muck and everything like that, and how Muck has always got this toxic smell to him. You're pretty much not going to notice that with this Muck. I'm guessing he probably smells like rainbows, which is cool. I like this Muck. I think he looks pretty cool. So next up, we're gonna go. Oh, went too far back. We're gonna go ahead. All the other Pokemon that got released. Most of them you probably already know about by now. Let's just jump right into like the newer ones. This guy or thing is a evolution of Bonsweet named Steamy. It's a fruit Pokemon, and it's a grass type. Not that big. It's got Leaf Guard and Oblivious, which having Oblivious is pretty cool if it's a defensive type. It might be actually good. Okay, the Calyx on Steeny's head is harder than Bonsweet, so Steamy no longer worries about being stabbed by other Pokemon. Oh. As Bonsweet, this Pokemon may have preferred to run away from others, but now Steamy and other Pokemon can play together. Okay, so it basically got tougher, grew a tougher hide, and it wants to play. Upon evolving, this Pokemon's fragrance becomes even more delectable, but it also gains a tomboy-like personality. Living together with one is quite the ordeal. As it moves around, it spins its calyx, striking nearby objects, but Steamy couldn't care less. So basically, it just wants to have fun. Girls just want to have fun, or boys, depending on if its type is gender exclusive. So Steamy unleashes combo moves using this calyx on its head and its hard legs. First, it smacks opponents with the calyx on its head, and when the opponent flinches, it lands a whacking great kick. That usually does the trick. Okay, I like how you rhymed there. So, it has another evolved form named Zarina, which I'm guessing is like Tsar, like Russian Tsar, Zarina. And it's a fruit Pokemon, grass, and it has Leaf Guard and Queenly Majesty. Zarina has the nature of high-class nobility. Any Pokemon or human that approaches it with evil in mind will be punished forthwith. It even turns its fearsome glare upon its own trainer if the two of them are not fully in sync, or if its trainer orders it to use a move that will be ineffective. Interesting. Only the strongest of Steamy are able to evolve. When this happens, the Steamy evolves with the blessing of other Steamy. It then uses its strength to protect the Bonsweet. So I'm guessing it's a certain type of evolution, like you have to do something to make it evolve. But and this is a thought. This might be like a dual evolution, kind of like Krylia goes into Gardevoir and then also goes into Gallade. Because as you notice, they said Steamy is more of a tomboy, and it likes to like go around and fight and everything like that. But then Zarina, this is strictly a boy. So I'm just kind of theorizing, putting on my tinfoil hat. It may actually split evolve, but we'll see about it. Zarina is a high-kicking virtuoso. It has honed these skills beyond the level it achieved as a Steamy, and it attacks with graceful moves. At the same time, its fragrance mesmerizes its opponents, dealing them with a secondary attack. Drop Kick is a move that only Zarina can learn. It lowers an opponent's attack by showering it with a blazing hot kicks in a style similar to that originating from tropic countries. It's said that this Pokemon loses its strength if touched on the crown like protuberance on its head. Crown-like protuberance on its head. Oh, okay, so basically you can't touch the crown. Don't touch the crown. Some Zarina have the Queenly Majesty ability, which no other Pokemon has previously had. The effects of Queenly Majesty are so intimidating that it prevents opponents from using priority move. Oh, so basically it's like the fish move where it stops priority. So that's pretty good. We're gonna go back here. Just gonna go into others. We have where's that Pokemon at? It was one of the first ones. This guy, Cutiefly, who has another evolved form, which is Bombie, which is the bee fly, honey gather, and shield dust. So we saw some of this during one of the other Pokemon trailers that they showed for Sun and Moon. They showed this little fly thing, but they didn't say what it was. But Ribombee collect flower nectar and pollen to make into balls known as pollen puffs. These serve as food, and what's more, they can also use effects like paralysis or dizziness. Bombie may use puffs to strike their opponent during battles. Some of the pollen puffs that Bombie make also have relaxing effects and can relieve tiredness. These are distributed around the Alola region as high-priced supplements. Okay, so I'm guessing you're gonna get supplements based off of Bombie or whatnot like that. Bombie hate getting rained on. They're covered with fluffy hairs that hold the pollen they've gathered, and the rain makes them wet and dirty. Alolan people know that if Bombie are busily visiting the fields of flowers, you can be sure that the fair weather will continue. So it's another bug fairy type, which it's not that good against fire, we know. But if it gets, Quiver Dance, it may be viable. Quiver Dance and then going into like a Moonblast or, Dazzling Gleam, that's pretty dang powerful. So next up, we're gonna go with the evolved form of, where's the guy at? The little dragon right here. Jangmo-o, which this one, Hakamao, is the scaly Pokemon, and it's a dragon fighting type. Now, everybody I've been hearing, they're saying this is the pseudo legendary, and it very well could be, but what if they do just like they did in Ruby and Sapphire and have two pseudo legendaries? So I'm holding out for another pseudo legendary, because as much as I like this one, I think having another pseudo legendary that isn't a dragon type would actually be pretty good. Or it could be like 5th generation, and this could actually just be a dragon legend, like a dragon type Pokemon that's got 3 evolutions, kind of like Axu did. But anyway, it has bulletproof and soundproof, just like Jangmo-o. And when Jangmo-o evolves into Hakamao, it breaks from its fellows and begins to live on its own to train itself. Whenever it can find Pokemon to battle against, it seems to appear. Hakamao dances before battle to show its strength, clanging its sails together to make them ring out. When this dance reaches its climax, Hakamao bellows a fierce war cry to challenge his opponent. Its scales make for fine armor, so Hakamao doesn't worry about self-defense, as it makes multitudes of strikes and overwhelms its opponents. But as a result, its scales often become damaged or get torn off. They grow back immediately, so this does not cause Hakamao undue concern. In fact, it views the number of lost scales as proof of how ferociously it has fought, and it brandishes its barred arms in a boast of victory. So basically, he's a brawler. I'm guessing they're probably going to make him defensive and like high defense, high attack, which I can see it with him being bulletproof and soundproof. Now, I think giving him some good special defense, well, we'll go into his evolved form, which is going to be Koromodo. It's gonna be hard to pronounce, but Koromodo, scaly Pokemon, same things. It's short at 5'3", not that tall. But at the end of its harsh training, Hakamao evolves into its unworldly powerful form. It returns to the land of its birth, where it watches over Jangmo-o from a distance. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's kind of like, I've returned, and now I will make sure that you grow up and grow strong. I like how they're giving like these Pokemon even like tribal kind of things or whatnot, because you're a youngling, you're gonna train with your peers and everything, and then when you're teenage age, you go out and you try to find your own and become strong, and then when you become strong, you come back as Coma, and you pretty much start the new generation. So there's a legend that says Coma is covered in glittering scales in order to drive away a great darkness covering the world. The reason these Pokemon seek out battle is to gain the power needed to defeat this darkness. When it detects someone approaching, this Pokemon rings the scales on its tail to announce its presence. It has no desire to battle against weak Pokemon. Coma's greatest move is the uppercut. It swings its arm up from below in a punch of great skill and force, Shuriken, sending its foe flying into the sky. By raising its arms aloft, it can generate a force powerful enough to change the face of the surrounding landscape. Clanging scales is a move that only Coma can learn. It scrapes the scales covering its body against one another, attacking with a great clamor. After using this move, Coma's defense is lowered. So in the trailer, they basically showed him in both trailers. They showed him using it against a dragon type Pokemon. So I'm guessing it is a dragon type move because it was super effective. But I like the way he looks. It's so like armor, like, you know, it's like chainmail on him or whatnot like that. Like he's fully dressed out in chainmail or whatnot. And it's not just like steel iron. It's goldish chainmail and everything like that. I can still see him being very attack based and also very defensive. I'm hoping they give him special defense because a lot of the fairy moves and ice moves, they're, you know, specially defensive moves. I don't see him moving that fast, you know, seeing him kind of being slow. Maybe HP may be a little low, but as far as defenses, he needs to have a lot of defense. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and split this up into another video, and when we get back, we'll talk about this guy right here. And boy, it's something else. But if you like this video, give me a like, share, thumbs up. And if you didn't like this video, let me know what I could have changed, what could be different in it. And we have other videos on the channel, so, you know, not just for Pokemon. We have Power Rangers, movie reviews, all that. So this is DB from the Backroom Crew, and I will see you guys next time. Remember, show some class, act like you've been somewhere before. Peace.